morning, boys and girls. My name is Mrs. Rank. I'm your school librarian, and I am the one responsible for checking out your new school device today. Today we're going to talk about your new Chromebooks that you get as either a 4th, 5th, or 6th grader. Student Chromebooks are laptops that have a full keyboard and open up to a large screen. Unlike iPads, these screens are not meant for you to touch. The oil in your fingers can actually ruin the pixels that make up the screen of your Chromebook, so it's important to keep your hands off of the screen. Your power button is here in the top right corner, and on that same side is where you're going to plug in your iPad to charge. When plugging it into the cart in your classroom, it's important to make sure that you actually get the cord all the way inserted into the charging port so that it doesn't accidentally stay overnight and then it isn't charged for you the next morning. Your trackpad that you're going to move around on the bottom down here is what moves the mouse on the screen. It's important to not push too hard on this part of your computer and only gently move your finger around and gently click on it. That is the one piece of Chromebooks that seems to wear out the fastest on student devices, is when students are pushing too hard on this trackpad. So we're going to be extra careful with anything that we do with this part of our Chromebook. One other thing I'd like to mention is your computer has a brain inside of it. Sometimes we want our computers to work faster, or maybe we have a network issue and we keep clicking and clicking and clicking. If you do a bunch of things and your computer's trying to work its brain overtime to complete all of the things you've asked it to do, it's going to slow your computer down. Imagine somebody sitting next to you and poking you in the head until you answer their question. That's exactly what's going on with your computer. So sometimes clicking on something and waiting a second is better than overdoing it with your laptop. On the side of your Chromebook, you'll find a port where you can plug headphones into your Chromebook. It's important to, first of all, not share headphones with other people. What goes on your head stays on your head. We shouldn't be sharing or letting our friends borrow. When you plug headphones into these, please be careful to gently pull out close to the Chromebook itself instead of yanking on the cord. If you pull here, you'll make sure that you don't break the headphones off inside of your device, which would cause a problem if you ever wanted to listen to something later. There are a few other ports on your laptop that we can use to connect flash drives to. At school, we probably won't be doing that. So any port that you see on either side of your computer, please just leave them clear and do not stick anything inside of them, because that could damage them and keep them from working later if we did have a need to plug something into it. On the outside of your device, you have some stickers. MCC marks that this is a Chromebook given to you from the Canvas. Here we have what we've actually scanned in order to check this device out to you. These two things plus the sticker that has your name on it need to stay on the top of your computer at all times. Do not draw on them, do not pick at them, do not scrape them off. If there was an issue with your device and you needed tech support to fix something, MCC and this barcode tell us where it came from and who this device is checked out to. The name that is stuck onto your Chromebook tells us that it is your Chromebook. Every student in the school has some sort of technology device. There's no reason for us to be sharing. We'll talk about that in a minute. All stickers on the device need to stay there. These are the basics you need to know when using your device for the first time, and I'm sure you'll learn more about it as you work. Now we're going to talk about how to care for your Chromebook. It's important for you to know and understand that this device does not actually belong to you. It belongs to the school, and we have checked it out to you the same way we check out a library book for you to borrow and then bring back. As a student, you're given this one device, and if anything were to happen to it, it is the student and the student's family's responsibility to make sure that that is paid for in order for it to be repaired and the student to get the device back. When working with your Chromebook, please keep it on a dry, flat surface. Sometimes with our own devices at home, it's comfortable to rest a pillow below the machine. Please do not put anything between the computer and the table. A pillow or blanket can cause the machine to overheat and damage the inside. While in the classroom, always carry it with 2 hands while the device is closed to keep it from accidentally falling to the floor. Students should never carry your device by the screen itself. We never want to see someone pick it up and carry it just by one hand. always want to carry from the base of the computer. Holding onto your computer like that is almost guaranteeing that something will happen to either the computer or the monitor that's attached to it. Students should also never eat or drink anything around their Chromebooks. This includes candy or gum. It's important to make sure that your hands are clean when you're typing and touching the trackpad so that we aren't getting anything in or around the machine. Directly below the keyboard and the trackpad is the brain of your computer. If food or drink accidentally works its way inside, it can cause a major problem for the device and could probably stop working. At school, we have special wipes that will be placed on your computer carts in your classroom that are meant to wipe down your computer gently. These are not Clorox wipes. These are not bleach wipes. These are special wipes that we use here at school. They are not soaking in water inside of this container. They are meant to sanitize your device. You also can use a microfiber cloth. Your teacher should have one, maybe more of these, to wipe down anything that might have been stuck to your screen if something in the air got stuck on there. It's important to know when you're cleaning your devices that we are not going to spray any liquid directly onto your computer. We are not going to put any chemicals directly onto your computer. You can use a dry cloth or you can use the wipe that we've provided. I would expect that if we do find ourselves in a situation where your device has gone home with you, that you would remember to use something dry like this or something that is specifically designed to go on a computer. But please do not spray any chemicals or use any harsh wet wipes onto your device. At the end of each school day, you will plug your computer into the cart within your classroom. Cords are already organized in different slots on the cart in your room for you to just easily plug in and charge your Chromebook. If you're in a situation where you go home with your Chromebook, we want to make sure that we are not storing our Chromebook in some place like a car overnight where it could be exposed to really hot or really cold temperatures. The machine that makes this computer work is not designed to be really, really hot or really, really cold. So please always make sure your Chromebook is stored in a safe, dry place and that you're charging it overnight so it's ready to go for you the next day. The last thing I wanted to mention about Chromebook care is that if something happens to your device, it is a student or family's responsibility to pay for that to be fixed. Please keep that in mind as you work with your computer every day at school. Now I'd like to talk to you about what to do if you start experiencing problems with your Chromebook. Sometimes we sit down to do work on a computer or a tablet and things aren't working the way that we would expect them to. The first thing that I'd like you to do is make sure you report that to your classroom teacher. They'll come over and take a look at it and see if there's something that they could do to help get you back working. If they believe that there's a problem with it, they're going to contact me and I will come up and start to look at it and see if we can't get something figured out for you to get back to work. We do know that accidents happen. Even though we might have been taking the best care we possibly could to make sure nothing bad did happen to our device, if an accident did happen, like maybe we spilled something on it, I would like you to know what to do. So if you do accidentally spill something on your device, the first thing you need to do is immediately hit the power button and turn it off. After you hit the power button and turn it off, you're going to grab as many paper towels as you might need and gently soak up any of the liquid on or around your device. The important thing that I would like you to remember, do not try and turn it back on and do not pick it up and move it around. If there happens to be liquid that's spilled inside of your computer, we want it to stay flat and not moving around, because if it's moving around, we're just spreading that liquid around inside, causing more damage to different parts of your Chromebook. Your classroom teacher, if you're at school, is going to let me know as soon as possible, and we'll do everything we can to get it figured out and sent off for repair if that is necessary. If we happen to be in a situation where you're working on your Chromebook from home, I would expect that you would still turn it off, soak up any of the liquid, keep it flat, don't turn it back on, and then also contact the help desk email, which is going to be stuck to your iPad with your student name, and they, or contact me, will let us know and we will get something worked out for you to get your device taken care of. Finally, I would like to explain to you the acceptable use policy of our school district. At enrollment, every parent signed a document that said they would make sure as a student you were following all of the expectations for your technology here at school. Knowing that you were going to get this device this year, they had extra things that they had to sign, so they knew that you were responsible for taking care of and doing school appropriate things on your new computer. This is a promise that you're making to your teacher, to your principal, and to me that you're going to follow and meet those expectations. One of those things means that you're not going to let other people borrow your computer. There's no reason for another student to have access to your device, because even if it's in their hands and something happens to it, ultimately the person it's checked out to is responsible for it. Also, that means as a student, you're going to keep your username and password to yourself. There is never a reason that another student at school should know your username and password. When you log in, you should be the only one that sees the schoolwork that you're doing and any of the scores that you have on anything. It is your job to keep that information safe, and that's what we're going to ask you to do. Not share your login, username, or password with anybody else in your classroom. These rules are meant to keep you and your information safe. If you have any questions, please talk to your classroom teacher or myself. As I come into your rooms for library lessons, we're going to do lots of lessons on digital citizenship, how to be a good citizen online, how to take care of your computer, what are things that are appropriate for us to do at school on the computer and what is not. A good rule for you as a student: if your teacher didn't ask you to do it, you shouldn't be doing it. If you think, I'm going to click on this really quick, or I'm going to Google a picture of my favorite musician, just don't do it. That's breaking the acceptable use policy. As a student, you're promising you're only going to do things on the computer that your teacher has asked you to do. If they didn't ask you to do it, it's a problem if you choose to do it anyway. As I come into your classrooms, we're going to talk a lot more about that, but I promise if you are doing something that a teacher did not ask you to do, that's a violation of that policy. Thank you so much for your time watching this video. If you have any questions, please let me know. Students, I cannot wait to be back in the classroom with you. Have a great day.